Blessings, good evening. We'll begin with some meditation, so please find a comfortable posture. Sit up with your back straight and bring your attention inwards to your body and mind as you're sitting right here, right now. Maybe close your eyes to reduce the amount of visual impingement. And maybe begin by bringing your attention to the crown of the head. What does your head feel like today, at this moment? Might feel fairly neutral, or if you're unfortunate, you might have a headache. If you're already peaceful in meditation, you might even feel rapture in your face, your head. So in just one part of the body, the feeling can change. Sometimes pleasant, sometimes painful, sometimes neither pleasant nor painful. If you notice any tension within your face muscles or around your neck, your shoulders, then try to relax a bit, that might help. And continue to do this as you move down through the different parts of your body, down all the way down to your toes. Try to relax, but at the same time sit up straight, be alert. And slowly move your attention from the tip of your toes back up your legs to your hips, to your stomach, your chest, eventually back up to the head. Just noticing, even you might pick a location on the body, such as the arm, part of the arm, or the hand, or the leg, or the hip, and just ask yourself, how does that part of the body feel? Maybe there's some contact with clothing, with the ground, or with your chair. Maybe some pain, some pleasure, or quite likely just feel fairly neutral, neither pain nor pleasure. But here you're just practicing keeping your attention within your own body and kind of moving around, going for a holiday or a tour of your own body, noticing the sensations. And that's not judging. You have the freedom, if you are feeling tense in a certain area of your body, you can maybe try to change your posture, change the way the muscles are working to relax that tension. But you're not judging or making an opinion, forming an opinion about your body, whether there's too much pleasure or too much pain, or it's this way or that way. You're just noticing the way your body is right here, right now. Normally I talk about mindfulness of breathing, but sometimes we find it very hard to stay with the breath. The mind is too jumpy, and the breath is a very subtle feeling. So even if you try, you can't find the feeling, or you can't stay with the feeling. It's quite common. So one teaching from Ajahn Ajahn Mun, and the forest meditation masters is if you can't stay with the breath, then you can go directly to contemplating one or more of the 32 parts of the body as you're meditating. So if you read this chant from the suttas or from the chanting book, usually we begin with hair of the head. Kesa. And if you've learnt these words, you can either learn them in English or in Pali or any other language. You begin by reciting the word, so hair of the head, or Kesa, Kesa, and at the same time putting your mind's attention on that part of the body. So you're giving yourself a task, because your mind may be jumping around, restless, unable to stay with the breath. Now you're giving it a task, and so you begin by putting attention on the hair of the head. Kesa, 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 and you recite the word, hair of the head, hair of the head, hair of the head. And you may also visualize a single hair or a whole mass of hair. There's room to be flexible here. You can look at the color of the hair, the shape. You can even just gently question and investigate the truth about hair. What's happening with hair? Well, it's growing every day. As it's growing, it gets greasy. Grease comes out of the same pore in the skin where the hair comes out. It gets dusty. The combination of grease and dust and dirt means that it gradually becomes smelly. If you don't wash your hair, it becomes smelly, tangled, it moves around, gets tangled, gets caught. And hairs are always dropping out, whether you like it or not. And when a hair drops out, we generally don't find it attractive. If it drops into food, we find that food unpleasant now that it's got a hair in it. If a number of hairs drop out in your bath or your shower, then we usually find that revolting. Having to clean hairs from a drain, maybe. Why is it when it's on our head we are very proud and possessive of it? When it drops off, we're revolted by it. These are simple questions you can ask as you're investigating hair of the head. Or you may just recite the word, hair of the head, or Kesa, Kesa, while you're visualizing the hair and sending your mind's attention to that part of the body. And then you move gradually, slowly through the 32 parts. So hair of the head, then hair of the body, then nails, fingernails, toenails, 5 nails on each hand, 5 nails on each foot. So 5, 10, 15, 20 nails you can put attention on, visualize and recite the word. In Thai, or in Pali, we say naka, 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 naka. Or nails, nails, nails. Teeth, 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 danta, danta, danta. You can visualize your teeth, one tooth at a time. What does a tooth look like? From the forward, the front, from behind, the roots of the tooth, the top cutting edge of the tooth, the color, sometimes pearly white, sometimes kind of yellowing and stained. There's plenty of room for using your visual imagination to hold an image of a tooth, or a hair, or a nail, and at the same time recite the word, and also put your attention on that part of the body. If you've got 32 parts of the body to go, this meditation can take quite a while if you're going to do it properly. Really investigate each part. Hair of the head, hair of the body, nails, teeth, skin. The skin, there's so many parts to the skin. Skin on your face, skin on your back, on your hands, your legs, skin between your toes. Some parts of your skin is dry and cracked. Some part of your skin may be soft. Skin color changes. Sometimes there's blood vessels near the surface, so skin can become purpley. Sometimes it becomes white as it gets cracked and aging, flaky. When you get sunburnt, it changes colour. You may have darker pigment, lighter pigment. Each different part of the body presents a different visual image of skin. Or you may consider skin, its role, its purpose. Call it like a covering, a bag that covers the body and holds all the internal organs together, like a bag can hold shopping. Or the Buddha said it's like a bag holding all these different grains. In the old days, when you went to a shop, you might buy beans and wheat and barley and corn, all kinds of different grains and pulses, and you'd have a bag to carry it all home in. And that bag is like your skin. So if your skin gets damaged, then blood and different kinds of liquid flow out. If the flesh is exposed, it's very painful because of the nerves. So you can look at skin by visual image, or consider its function. You can consider its impermanence, and that's why it gets dry and flaky and comes off. So as you move through the 32 parts of the body, there's plenty of work to do, considering the purpose, the function of each part, the visual image, the impermanent nature of it, putting your attention there, reciting the word. So it could easily take you an hour if you do this thoroughly. And you may sometimes just choose one body part that suits you, that feels right, that's easy for you to put attention on. So it could be something internal, like the heart or the liver. It could be a liquid, like the blood or the urine. And you might just recite the name of that body part over and over again. Visualize the body part, make that visual image very clear. Sometimes it even pops up by itself. When you're focusing your mind there, just the image will pop up out of the natural interest of the mind. The image will pop up, and you can maybe focus on the image that has arisen naturally. You didn't create the image, it just popped up. And some people find this makes their mind very peaceful doing this, because the body is a very neutral thing. You're letting go of thoughts more about, gender and personality and who you like and don't like, or yourself, what you like and don't like about yourself. You're just looking at the body more as different parts or aspects of nature. Just depersonalizing it. And for some people this is a very useful way to meditate, to bring up both mindfulness, to help you drop all the other concerns and distractions, but also to see impermanence, the impermanent nature of the body as you do this, and even to see not self, the anatta lakkhana characteristic, because as you become more peaceful and mindful, each body part starts to feel less personal. You begin looking at it in a more detached way, a sense of separation between the mind that knows and the particular body part. And sometimes you may even have a very strong sense that the body that you know and experience is not a person, a being, doesn't belong to you. You don't own it. It's more like a collection of component parts. But those component parts are not really a person. They're just parts of nature, physical elements that have come together due to karma, and we call it a person, but actually the sense of ownership and identification fades away sometimes. And when you're peaceful and mindfulness is continuous, some people have very strong insight into the impermanent nature of the body, the not-self characteristic of the body. They can see that very clearly and feel very peaceful. So that's just one variation in meditation you can try for a few more minutes, and then you'll hear the bell.